Welcome back, guys. So as many of you guys would have seen by the title, I've now made a decision regarding this E60 M5. So let's get onto the video and I'll explain what's actually happening with this car.
What? Goddamn, get it done, will ya? Woo! When the blow up now, everybody's so unusual with it. Shit. But said times in his rhymes, cause his memories. We running through New York, so you know.
Okay, so as you would have seen, I've made a decision regarding this E60 M5. Now, the E60 M5 is gonna be up for sale. The reason I'm doing this video is for any buyer or future buyer or any of you guys that do want to buy this E60 M5. It's gonna be up for sale for around 16 grand. That's the price I'm putting it up as. If many of you guys know all the work that we put into this in the last 2 years, this car is fully sorted. Many of you already know you'll find it very, very hard pushed to find another E60 M5 anywhere with all this work done, and especially with the spec of this one's actually got. Now you guys have seen the car many, many times on the videos, and if you do or are interested in this car, you can go and view all the videos on my channel, which will show you everything we've done to this car, which will also show you all the spec on this car. Many of you guys know this is already a high spec car. The reason I'm selling it is purely because in the last 2 years I've owned it, I've only done 4,000 miles. Now many of you guys are gonna probably be in shock because most of you would have probably put on 10 to 20,000 miles on a car like this driving it around, but I just do not drive it. Ever since I got it, I noticed it wasn't the car for me. For me, I like quick cars that handle superbly, and that's what the Porsche gives me. This car doesn't give me what the Porsche does. Being honest, I found the car that actually delivers on everything I want, and that's why I need to move away from this car. Second reason I'm selling it is very clear: content. This car, we have done everything we can for content. Since the moment I got it, it had a lot of faults, and that was one of the pure reasons I actually bought it, to bring an E60 M5 back alive, because the fault, this was going for the scrapyard, because nobody could figure out what was actually wrong with it, why it was throwing low pressure fault, and why it kept kicking on the engine management light and putting it into reduced power. This car was heading for the scrapyard and had been sitting for a whole year. Luckily I rescued it, and that's the reason I actually bought it, to actually rescue it on the channel, and we did that. And since then it's drove superb, and it's been superb. I've had no issues with the car. The main reason of selling it is just because of lack of use. If you can see here, it's in my shop. Takes up a lot of space. Obviously, I don't want it left outside because it can end up being damaged or destroying the paintwork. Paintwork is absolutely mint on the car. Obviously, you've got all your dust and dirt on it, which you would expect. I haven't got time to sit and be polishing this one and polishing the Porsche, polishing the other 5 Series I've got. And I also need to be making content on the other 5 Series. That's one of the reasons why I'm selling this as well. When you guys subscribe to my channel, you subscribe based on that E60 with the M52 engine. And I have to be real, to most people, this car is just a dream. This is not affordable to the many, and especially you guys who watch YouTube. There is loads of YouTubers out there that will go and buy exotic cars which are way out of people's price range. And I'm not saying I'm innocent here. Of course, I would have done the same thing. But I did it for a purpose, not for myself. And they all do that, buy exotic cars once they make it up, and they've got no content to make apart from rallying them around on the roads. But this just doesn't offer the content for you guys. Many of you guys can't afford it. Yes, it's fun to watch, because obviously it's money of you guys' dream car, but the reality is, it doesn't appeal to everybody, and it's out of people's price range. I need to be targeting cars that are in people's price bracket, like the M52s, like the M54s, things in your price range. Not a car that's worth 15 to 16 grand, when many of you guys, especially with inflation, the way economies are right now, struggling to even find 5 grand. So I need to be real about that. And to make content, I need the cars that many of you guys have, not cars that only a handful of you have, because it just doesn't make sense. And that's one of the reasons why I want it gone. This isn't for funds, because as I said to many of you, I've got my new 997 coming, so that's not an issue. This isn't for funds at all. I'm not worried about when it sells. You can sell now, next month, 6 months, 8 months, I don't care. I'm not eager for the money, as I said. I want it to go to a good home, someone who's going to cherish it, because if you don't know about E60 M5s, one thing about them is they are for a certain person. And when I say that, this isn't a car for everybody. So many of you think because you guys are fans, like everyone is of BMs, that everyone's going to be a fan of this, and that's simply not the case. And trust me when I tell you that if you're buying this car, do bear in mind if you ever want to sell it, it will not be an easy or fast sale. Only true, I've got this platform for YouTube and everywhere else to be able to sell this car. But for most, they won't have that. And unless you can prove everything you've done on that car, or that it's been looked after, that's where your downfall is going to be selling this car. So do bear that in mind. Please, I do want this to go to a good home. That is for sure. I don't care who you are. I just want this car to go to somewhere where it's going to be looked after and cherished, and probably be someone's only other car, if you drive a normal daily car, and probably be your summer car. Where me, on the other hand, I've got many cars, and it's very hard to look after this, and I took the decision to come to actually selling this car. So if you are interested in it, you can message me in the comments. You can message me on Instagram. I will also put the price in the description. The price for this car is 16 grand. That's all I want for it. Bearing in mind everything that's been done to it, you guys can go back on the videos. There has been a lot of work done on this car. Hell of a lot of work, more work than I can ever imagine, and more work than you'll ever see for another E60 M5 online anywhere in the country that's had everything done on this. Because as I said as well, if you was to buy an E60 M5 now, part prices are so hard to get right now because of everything with the economies. You've also got labour costs going up through the roof because obviously cost of living and things like that. So everything's being affected. So how cheap I had this done, you wouldn't be able to find another one today and be able to do all that in today's money. So just bear that in mind. It will cost you a lot of money with the price of the car as well. Now, as I said, it is up for sale. I'll give you guys first priority on if you do wish to purchase it. I will also state that this car will not be sold from mine. It's going to be going off to probably one of my friends, and it will be sold from his, because I need to make space for my new Porsche. So this has to go beforehand. So if any of you guys are actually interested in it, you will have to go there, and he will probably deal with the sale for you guys. So it's not really a problem. He's a cool guy, and obviously the sale will go through me, but when you go to see the car, it will be at his, obviously for my own reasons, because I don't want people really coming here, because obviously we'll get people who just want to come and look at the car, have no reason to even purchase it, just to come and speak to me and then start asking me questions about the BM they've got and about their problems, and I'm really not interested or have time for any of that. So I need the car sold, so it will be sold from somewhere else. And like I said, it is what it is, guys. You know, you can't lie about it. Number plates everywhere. You guys know the car. You know everything that's been done. The car drives phenomenal. It just literally hasn't moved, and that's one of the reasons why I'm getting rid of it. Obviously, reason I've changed over as well is because I don't really want to be associated with other people with this car. And that's the truth of it. I'm not going to get into no more about that, but I really don't want no association with certain people. So that's another reason why I'm getting rid of it and why I'm going over to Porsche. Obviously, BMW will continue. No doubt about that. We've still got the black BMW E60 530i, and I do look to bring another BMW to this channel, probably out of the funds for this, or probably being free here, who knows, probably bring another 3 out of the funds for that. But as I'm saying, we will continue with the content with BMWs that are affordable for you guys, and keep making content that is relatable to you, not a car that is not relatable, you know? So that's what it is, guys. It is for sale. I would have done a walk around video, but I did think about it, and many of you guys know the car. You've seen it on all the videos. If you are interested in the car, do comment below or do message me on Instagram. I can easily do your video of this car without no issues, how it runs and everything else. So thank you very much for watching, guys. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.